We are into week 2 of our 4-week stewardship season. The theme this year is growing in faithfulness, and our campaign scripture comes from the 11th chapter of Matthew, from 2 parables about little things that do big things eventually. That's the parable of the mustard seed, which is tiny, and the yeast, which is mixed into the dough and makes it rise. Small things that end up making a big impact in God's kingdom. In the past years, we have heard folks share from their own words what Huguenot means to them and their life and their family. And in just a moment, I'm going to invite Hyde Harper up to share his reflections and his family's beliefs about Huguenot and what it's meant to them. But I wanted to talk just a little bit about the Presbyterian way of supporting the church with your giving. We, every year in advance of putting together an annual budget, have this stewardship season, a time to reflect on what the community has meant, what God and our experiences with Christ have meant in our lives, and our ability to come together and support with our gifts. It's important for us to plan well, to have estimates of giving. That is where you make an estimate of what you believe you might be able to give during that full year, that church year, fiscal year that goes July 1 to June 30 to support the life of the church. And then the finance committee in session are able to put together a responsible budget that takes into account what we know our resources to be. So I just commend to you to read those materials from Paul Stanley, the chair of that campaign. And now I invite Hyde Harper forward to share his reflections. And Lisa's here too. Come on out.
For those who don't know us, I'm Hyde Harper. This is Lisa, and we have Emery and Easton over there with the choir group. I'm originally from Nashville. Lisa was born and raised here in Pelham, and we wanted to share our Huguenot experience with you guys today. It really started, I think it was 2017, we brought our dog Bigby to the Bless the Animals service. And that was a little loud, a little smelly, but we loved it. And realized this was a great place to visit. We ended up moving to Pelham in 2018, homecoming for Lisa, where we had our firstborn Emery. And in 2019, and that was right before COVID. We stuck it through with COVID. We visited as often as we could. At that point, attendance was sparse, and passing the peace was mostly masks and waves, but it was really nice to see friendly faces week in and week out. In 2022, we had our second Easton, and that's when we joined the congregation. They were both baptized here shortly after her birth, and we joined. And it's been home ever since. Maybe it's the me being from Nashville. Maybe it's the twang in Paul and Kathy's voice that makes me feel especially at home. It's definitely the warm smiles week in and week out, and the values. I think inclusiveness of the entire community is something Lisa and I value, and the support for the creative arts is something we also value as well. The chancel choir is amazing. The children's choir, which we'll hear shortly, also a great experience. And then, of course, the cabaret. We went to the cabaret last night. It was our third. If you haven't gone, the talent is really spectacular. I'm surprised year in and year out how well it's put together and how great the talent is. I do have one complaint, though. Why have I never been asked to be in the cabaret? So I don't see Sylvia here, but Kathy. So I'd officially like to put my name in the hat but next year I want the lead role of bartender, and I think I can really show my skills there. But in all seriousness, we look forward to continuing our family's growth here. It's a wonderful place. We've made lifelong friends for ourselves and our children. It's one of the more fulfilling parts of our lives to come together week in, week out, share in the community that shares our values and beliefs. That's why we choose to give to Huguenot on a weekly and yearly basis, because you can't put a price on that. You can't put a price on the experience we have here, and the impact it will have on our lives and our children's lives in the future. So during this season, we encourage everyone to reflect on the experience they have here and give, because this is a place that gives back. So thank you.